What's up? Let me unmute everybody because I got the power, boys. I got the power. Let's see here. Unmute. Someone's
What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
Hey guys. What's crack-a-lackin'?
I need a new background.
Oh man, we got a bunch of people hopping in here. I don't even know who all these people are, but I'm gonna let them in anyways.
Andy can't make it.
Here.
Jerry.
I got
in the lab with Rick and Morty.
There we go, Charlie.
Oh, there he
Connected.
goes.
Am I in here?
Julian.
You're in here,
Oh,
buddy.
wait. Yeah, I got two of them going here.
Hey, Charlie.
Yo, this is a star-studded event, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Especially Charlie Harley.
My Copperhead's gear is in the wash, so I couldn't wear any right now.
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay.
Oh.
You got
Charlie, why are there two of you, buddy?
I got two here. I don't know which one to use. Straight of one here.
I like that. Yeah. Are you on a computer and a phone?
I'm
And
on
there's
two.
Jerry. Jerry's
like it.
here.
That's why there's feedback. Charlie's on
Yeah.
the device.
I lost you guys.
Yeah, pick one of them, Charlie. You got
Oh, there
feedback
it
from
is,
the other
okay.
one.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Oh, so how's everybody doing today?
Oh,
You
well.
yourself?
Good, good.
We're doing pretty good.
I had a long day today.
Really? Work-wise or what?
Both. Like right before this phone call, I had a customer who was calling me for a last minute quote. I was like, bro, like I can't even get you this quote right now. I just made up some numbers and sent it over.
Hey, by the way, where's my stuff coming in?
Hold on. Wait a second here.
It's not you, Eric.
Yeah, where's my stuff, bro? I'm still waiting.
I've got the order.
Video.
I've got the order in, and I don't know what's going on with the vendor. I'll have to reach out to them.
Who's got the feedback here?
I think it's Charlie.
Charlie.
I don't know.
I got to figure out. Give me a chance here, guys. Let me join. Right?
There we go.
I'm gonna rejoin.
Okay.
So my hair has reached the point where it's either gotta go or it's gotta go.
Well, it's not Charlie. It's one of you suckers.
Is it me?
No, it was before you got on.
Oh,
How much money's left on that grow room?
late.
What's left on the grow row? I think like bucks or
Bro
something like
Row is
that.
at like 14-17 right now. So
It's like 380.
Hey, Julian, how fond are you of Mohawks?
Honestly, I would rock the crap out of a mohawk.
Oh, you did say you will shave your hair.
Yeah,
had a
if-
mohawk
honestly,
for, like,
if anyone
half-
wants to
Anyone
complete the donation for Agar because it's such a good cause, I will customize my haircut to your liking.
There
I
we
think
go.
more of a polka dot situation, like patchy here, patchy there, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm speaking as a guy with no hair, so.
Joe, I think
And
it's
Jerry.
Jerry. Feedback.
Right? I feel you, Jerry. I feel you.
It's gone.
Looks like Jerry just
Okay,
picked
cool.
that thing clean.
Yeah,
Right,
Jerry,
I'm-
Mr.
I'm
Clean.
a couple days
you
I'm
got
a
that
couple
one
days
shined
late.
up there, bud. Oh, I gotta let Charlie in. That's why he's not in. There we go.
I'm only like a week, 3-4 days into this shave, and it's already.
Hey,
going up.
Charlie, there you go.
There he is.
Where am I at?
The guest of the hour, right here, Charlie Harley.
Mhm.
Welcome, buddy.
Am I there?
You're there, man. What are you
Okay,
doing?
all right.
You're here. You're in.
How you doing, guys? Sorry about this.
Oh,
Hey,
there's the chat. We got
Digologist. What's going on, buddy?
Too much. I'm not happy with the weather here today. I want to get out a little bit.
A little rainy, huh?
Yeah, outside it's raining pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad time for all of us, not just rain, but other situations out there.
What do you
yeah,
mean?
man.
What'd you say?
So how's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing okay. We're doing
Living the
okay.
dream.
We got some metal detecting videos coming out soon, which is good. We were able to find some stuff. About time. Julian went out with Greg. My
Okay.
family went out. So I found a un centavo large shank.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Large shank.
Oh,
And Mike got stood up today.
the big.
I did.
Ah.
I did.
So
You got stood up? You got a
Yes,
you got
sir.
a walker?
No, standing liberty.
Oh wow!
Oh, SLQ.
Yeah.
yeah, you got an SLQ today. So
I still don't have one.
It was,
Same
dude,
here.
it's the date is completely wiped. It's like a blank slate of silver right there. Also, I pants rubbed it hard by accident. I was just
They're
too hyped.
notorious.
he's gonna get roasted.
I
by the
know.
internet.
Oh,
Charlie, what's your favorite silver you've ever found?
I like, what's just strange. I like barbers. Barbers, of course, I love
Nothing
Rails.
strange about that.
barbers are sick. Personally, the Merc is one of my favorite silvers.
Yeah. That was my
Really?
first, actually my first silver. The Merc was
Really?
very
That's
first one. That got me started.
Nice.
That's a good way to get hooked early.
Just, I was just having fun. I found that Merc and it was in perfect condition. It was almost fine condition. I thought it was like I forget what it was, like a 1930 something, I guess it was. I can't remember exactly. But that was my first silver ever.
You
That's
know what
awesome.
My first silver, Charlie,
What was your first silver?
seated.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Mine
right.
Mine too.
Oil
My
from the
first silver.
Oh my God, two of you seated as your first.
I think it was the same. Don't we have the same date too? Trent?
18. What's your 70? Mine's 1875.
Yeah, mine I think was too. 75.
What are the
Wow.
odds of that happening?
Slim.
That's what it's meant to be. That's why we collaborate so much.
Exactly.
And what was it? Was it a seated dime or was it quarter? What was it?
I'm
Dime. Yeah.
Oh, dime. Okay. And did it have a mint mark on it?
No.
no.
Yeah. I would
know,
love to find any other denomination of a seated anything,
Right.
Half dollar or a quarter
I'd love to find one.
or half dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
would be nice.
I was with Brad Johns, Hoover Boys, Brad Johns.
Yeah.
And I never saw, this is when I started out detecting. I never saw a seated coin ever, And Brad dug this, I think it was in 1877, Carson City.
Oh,
No.
that's
Carson.
awesome.
That was a bucket lister for him too. I can still remember when he dug that coin, that seated, and he looked at it, and he wiped it off, and both arms went up in the air. I took a photo of that. He had that photo on his Facebook page for the longest time. It was
He is a lucky guy, isn't he? He finds some tremendous things.
He's like a guy I know called Paul. P.A.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Paul
guy
gets
too.
lucky, but Paul's out there night and day. Paul doesn't go to sleep. He just stays out in the field and hunts.
He has his Equinox set for large coppers. That's it. It's not set for
Right.
silver. It's not set for bottle caps. It's set for large coppers. His Equinox.
Especially King George.
Oh yeah.
His-
Hey,
I wish I had
G
those settings
magnet.
on my Max, man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? That guy's the luckiest guy. Last year he had over 110 coppers, large coppers.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I had like
That's wild.
It is wild. Well, you guys detected with him. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got a penchant for the KGs.
Yeah, and
that guy, he gets
weird.
in the zone too. He'll go off by
Oh, yeah.
himself and just do his thing.
Just jamming on it.
he gets KGs like I got Lincoln Orioles.
Matt's true though. Matt said
Hey, Joe.
there's nothing
Hi,
called
Joe.
broken metal.
What's up, bud?
And that's true.
Nothing
gotta-
called luck at metal detecting, gone digging. No
Skills and
such
skills
thing.
only. Skills and skills only.
All got skills.
Real
What you
recognize
do
real.
about it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Paul puts in the time. That's part of it. He puts
Really,
in a
that's
lot of
it.
time.
Yeah.
He finds a lot of stuff.
He's
gotta
probably
grind.
out there
You
rain.
gotta
He's
grind.
probably rain right now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably out there rain, if I know him.
I know Mike and I's last 2 digs have been in the rain. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst, digging in the muck.
Oh,
I mean, we got a decent chunk of good daylight behind us and no rain early on, but when it said it was gonna rain, it did. That's for
4
that's for
Indians, 1 Mexican large cent, and a silver, Standing Liberty. Crodel Bell. We had a good day.
I got a British 3-pence piece from '74.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Random.
We're finding some weird coins today, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty
It was very strange.
unique finds today. I mean, we found some interesting toys, like some World War I looking lead cast toys, and found a toy car from I don't know.
60s,
It was
I think.
it was like the 64 to 66, made in England, and in mint condition. They're worth money, but this is by no means mint condition.
Yeah. So
Greg went out weekend to Greystone to the
Yeah,
psych hospital.
You guys had a good day too. You guys found some good stuff.
talk about a place soaked in history too.
It's a
And what
county
place
park.
is that? What place? Up your way, up Jersey.
Yeah, an old psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
There was a
Adds a
building
little
that
bit of-
stood there for like
Yeah.
100 plus years. It
Wow.
was built in like the mid 1800s, and they took it down about a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big push to try and save it. There was this big company that came in, offered to do it, and I think Christie was the governor at the time. He was like, "Nope, down," which stunk because I managed to make my way inside it before they took it down when I was a teenager. It was amazing inside.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's all you did as a teenager inside that building.
Yeah.
That's all you did.
May or may not have taken a computer hard drive labeled patient library from one of the abandoned computer labs.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have a building like that down here near where I live, but they actually made it into a haunted house place now in October.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
they-
that's legit.
cool.
That's really cool.
They saved it, and it's a big event down here. This haunted
That's
house.
really neat. I did the one in Philadelphia.
State penitentiary.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
one. It was, I don't know, it must have been 2011 or 12, whenever the Phillies were going to the World Series or whatever it was, because we were leaving Philly that night and there was a game and the traffic was scarier than the asylum itself.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt and DK are sitting there talking in our chat, and he said, "Time, knowing your machine, and research." And then DK put in there "and permissions," which is probably one of the hardest parts of our.
That is true.
hobby is getting permission. But you don't have any problem with that, seems, Charlie.
Permission.
Yeah,
Right.
permissions. Seems like
If
you
I-
got thousands of acres.
I'll tell you what. If I would not be married to my wife, I'd have a difficult time.
It's all thanks to the beautiful lady. That's the way it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She the family owns some farms up nearby here, and they've been in that valley forever. That family that I'm
Yeah.
married, and everybody knows them. Everybody trusts them. Between the church, going to church in the valley there, and just knowing everybody, and they trust me because I'm married to her.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You made
saw
the
in the
cut,
video.
right, Charlie?
If it-
Harley, your most recent video of the graveyard.
Oh,
the
yeah.
family graveyard. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Very cool, isn't it? Yeah,
Very cool.
when the plug master was down, he actually detected right around the outside of that. It's phenomenal, the things we found. There was a
Yeah.
cabin nearby that graveyard. That goes back to the 1730s.
That's
And
awesome. That's
so
awesome.
my wife's family's been there a long time, and it's kind of neat to be married into a family that's been there ever since they came to America.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of history in the Daniel Boone homestead next door. And we detected one time with the Hoover boys, and we were detecting at a house right near there where it's documented that Daniel Boone played there as a child. So
Wow.
some of the things we
That's so
found
cool.
there,
That's
Wow.
crazy.
things we found there, I'm sure was connected with the Boone family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
That is so cool.
yeah, it's really like it's unbelievable. Oftentimes I have to pinch myself.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
And that's kind of what
You guys, Jersey's a very historical area, and
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
Connecticut, Joe,
Absolutely.
Right.
Eric-
Send some of those Connecticut coppers our way, Joe.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the problem is you can't get on permissions though. That's how it just they won't let you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
How do you guys think that we're going to be affected moving forward with finding permissions?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to door knock. It's gonna be hard to get close to people for a long time.
Right.
You got to find some special people like the house we just went to
Yeah.
maybe you're related or maybe you know them or anything along those lines. But just
I mean-
cold calling or door knocking is gonna be tough.
At that point, I guess, no matter what, you're masked up, you got gloves on, and I think that's the only way you can go about
Yeah,
it moving
pretty
forward
much.
for anyone just to open the door,
Yeah.
Face mask is a thing of the future, man. You're gonna be having it
Right.
on your face forever.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you rewind a couple months ago and I would have felt like I was about to rob a bank throwing on a mask before I go into a store with gloves on.
Now it
And
feels-
now
it's the
it's
norm.
commonplace. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's
Although-
definitely. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I
Tom-
do throw on some music sometimes and hype me up and make it feel like I'm about to rob a store, just as I go in, and then I patiently throw everything in my shopping cart.
hey, time
Listening
will
to
tell.
death.
Time will tell. This may pass. This may pass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be like a standard flu that we're gonna have to deal with now.
Yeah.
Well, we hope
If
not.
it reoccurs, it's gonna reoccur annually. They're gonna have to develop a vaccine, whether or not you believe in them. It doesn't matter to me, but they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
And then we go from there. But like, I
Well, this
can
is-
only imagine it really hard to be
Yeah,
like,
well,
hey,
this is depressing. So.
can I give
Yeah,
you
right.
your yard?
Anyway, silver,
it will
gold,
affect
copper,
us
and
with-
other precious metals.
Yeah, it will affect us metal detecting though, and obtaining permissions is gonna be tough. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
A phone call, I guess, is now going to be the preliminary route. I mean, it never
Yeah.
hurts, but
Out in Pennsylvania, you got plenty of acreage out there to stay 6 feet away from other
Right.
people, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah, we got some big fields down. Actually, I was fortunate. 2 days ago, I got 2 permissions I've been working on for a while. One permission, the place got sold, and I drive by all the time, and I'm looking at this house, and I knew the house was in the same family since Thomas Penn deeded it over to the family.
wow.
That goes way back. And I saw
Yeah.
the sold sign go up. I tried to contact the realtor, and he said, "Well, we don't want anything done there now, and this and that." And the realtor was a friend of mine. But then what really happened, in a positive way, a friend of mine bought the place.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh. Talk about a
Hey,
serendipitous
you
moment.
can't get permission, buy
So
it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, have fun.
That's awesome.
Have fun.
That's
so
gonna be
cool.
so fun.
He said,
Dude,
"Don't
I
go."
can't wait to go back to PA, by the way, Charlie. I miss you guys a lot.
All right.
Well, We had a lot of fun down here when you guys
Yeah.
came.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we-
that was
Yeah,
a
we bring a
blast.
little spice. You know what I'm saying? We bring a little spice. Speaking of spice, we should you want to look at some of your finds, Charlie? I pulled up some of the ones that you sent me, and we're just gonna go through the ones that you had mentioned. So you hunt a lot with Jason. You hunt with the Hoover boys.
Yes.
You roll deep with the
I also
Star.
hunt copperheads.
Yeah, that's right.
There we
The
go.
most famous group
Represent.
of them all. So you have a lot of cool friends. But a lot of these videos are either your videos or Jason's videos or
Right.
the Hoover Boy videos. So I'm gonna pull up the first one here, and we'll
A man
watch
of
that.
many videos.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
I just started to do my own not long ago because when you're with the Hoover boys, you just let them do their videos and
Naturally.
Yeah.
taking. And Jason, but with this coronavirus, I figure I'm going to start making on my own because
Right? Might as well.
I'm not with them right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you got all that beautiful land to detect. So I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
All right, I got this one here, Charlie. This is. I can't remember what.
Shape
we
of it just
said.
looks bad to the bone.
Yeah, you have to do a.
That's a super fine.
It's
Good
kinda like
shot.
a
I had to
night
bring
guy
Paul
on
in
the
here. I had
top.
to
Yeah,
play this
no,
little clip
definitely.
just for
That'd be
Yeah.
the
Paul.
song of the day, unless
I missed that
unless I
guy.
find something
Haven't
better.
seen that
George
pretty
Washington.
mug in a
He was
while.
good too. He was good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Kyle. There he is.
You remember
All right,
this?
nice job, man.
Yep, thanks.
All right, Charlie called me over again. His dog's working over here too.
Turn it up a little.
He said he got a button, and I'm always a fan of buttons, Charlie.
Here, I think it's a button. It had some roundness to it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
two-piece button at
Yeah, the way it
least.
looks here.
Two-piece.
That's such a sweet button.
I've really developed a love for buttons, Charlie.
I know you have
If you would have told me
Long
10 years
before I
ago
knew I would
that
know
10 years
Charlie
later
Harley.
I'd have a
Right?
collection of buttons, I would have thought you were a crazy person.
Right.
but I really have developed.
We were just talking about that military button that Doug found a couple
Oh,
weeks ago with the
Yeah,
infantry on with
yeah.
the silver guild. Now, is it okay to put order in this here?
Well, I would have probably give it a light rub with the towel because
Okay.
I see
all
a
right.
design coming through.
There's something
Very
there.
light little rub. I think that's going to be a super cool one, Charlie. Look at that. I
So
see stuff
Charlie,
coming
what is
through.
that button?
Oh man,
You know what that is?
what is that?
Wow.
Oh, that button.
That is such a. I
That
remember that.
Yeah, I remember you finding that.
that button is the same. Kevin Dow, Potter County Diggers.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Dow, he came down and a week or two later, he found the same exact. And you know, it's one of these things where it's not all about coins.
No.
Yeah, that was a nice, unique button.
Yeah,
that's
what Jason said in the video, I love that. Like, he's like, "Oh, if I told you 2 years ago that I have a massive button collection, I would have laughed in your face or something like that." I would have
Right?
said the same thing.
Right?
Yeah. I have
I love the buttons. They're like so cool to find.
flat
Yeah.
buttons, two-piece, Tom
Yeah.
back, whatever you
Blowholes.
find. Yeah.
Did you guys?
I love the blowholes.
Jerry, you found a really nice 2-piece button
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
What'd you
The
pull?
You found New York Excelsior.
Yeah, the
Oh, that's
Excelsior,
cool.
button. That
Excelsior
was so
button.
cool. That was awesome.
Actually,
I've never seen one in person until you dug one, Jerry.
Yeah,
They're nice.
and that field was a given that day.
Yeah. So Charlie, keep going about that button though that you found. So you and Kevin both found one?
Yeah, he found one. We went back to the same place. It was an old mill. He found one just like it, like 2 weeks later. And
That's so cool.
but you know, did you guys by any chance see my my post on Facebook? My great grandfather, his GAR buttons.
Yeah, I saw that just the
I
other day.
saw
You
that.
posted it, right?
In the tin.
I have a
Yeah.
can. I had them in a can. They were handed down to me, and he was in the Civil War, and he was in the GAR after the Civil War. And these buttons, I poured them out. And they're so beautiful. They're like brand new, right?
Oh, that's so cool.
I posted on Facebook, and only one. I asked on Facebook if anyone ever found a GAR button.
Yeah.
One fellow did, and I'm gonna send him. He had one from the ground, dug and all discolored. I'm sending him one that I have. Just
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And
James
small
John,
stuff like that goes
that's
a
so
long way
cool.
with people.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I had like about 14 of them. I can share one with him. I said, put
Yeah.
it alongside the one you dug, and just remember that
Yeah.
that even a nice one to compare.
Continues the history, you know?
Piece of history. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. I love
But
that.
did all you guys ever find a blowhole button? Everybody found one?
No.
I
never
found
found
one.
one.
I found my first blowhole down with you when we were hunting with you guys in PA.
Okay, first one.
And then I found one
Oh.
like a week later, and I was like, "What are the odds?" Like, you know, and I feel like that happens often, though.
Yeah, it's strange how things come in twos sometimes in the metal detecting room.
Yeah,
Or sometimes in fours when we find $half, I guess.
that's true.
You guys were at $half there.
Or NJ Coppers at that point.
All
Yeah.
Mike,
Copper.
Julian.
The copper roll.
NJ Coppers, $half, all of that stuff, man. I don't know what was
For
happening.
a roll there. Every week I saw $half pop up.
Right?
Yeah.
So cool.
It was
So
like
cool.
bang, 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 bang.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hey,
1 week
speaking
that's
of
enough.
buttons, right? I just remembered that I had these. A friend of mine one day was like, "Hey, I have these. I got them in an estate sale. I don't know what to do with them." He's like, "You're metal detectors. You like buttons?" And he gave me a bag, if you can see it, of military buttons and whatnot.
Oh, that's cool.
That's neat.
Here's
Hard to
one.
see.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Cool.
What is
Nice.
that?
And here's the
That's
back
sweet.
with the shank on it still.
That's so cool. It's nice finally seeing some
And-
in decent condition.
Check this one out. Fire department. FD. Goodness. There we go.
Oh, wow.
No.
That's-
With
We
like a
found a cool
leather backing.
firefighter piece today, actually.
I'll give these buttons. I'll give this bag of buttons away to whoever wants it in the chat.
There we go.
Whoa.
But
You got a 1 in 16 chance unless people are doubling down. So
What are the what's
but
the,
they gotta answer a trivia question. Obviously.
do you know what it is? The trivia question?
No, but I figured if anybody's got good trivia, it might be Charlie. Charlie, you got good trivia?
Yeah, you're
So-
a trivia guy. You
No.
You know a lot of things that I don't know. You know?
Yeah, anything pre 1960, I'm good.
Oh god.
But yeah, let me decipher a trivia for the chat, and then I'll come back.
And then
There
we'll
we
figure
go.
out who can get it.
bag o' buttons.
All right, let's see. While he figures out a question to ask, we'll go to your next clip. How about that, Charlie? You want to do that?
Okay. All right.
Let me share this bad boy here. Do. Let's get out of this clip here. Go to the next one. All right.
Charlie Charlie, you may have said a profanity. You were that excited. So this
You
Let me
might
see.
have said it
Charlie was
perfectly.
freaking out.
I was digging this
You
hole
don't curse.
deeper.
You think it's gold?
No,
What do you think it is? You were
it's shiny. I think something silver. I pulled the dirt back. And I saw.
Oh my goodness! Hold on, wait. Paul! Hurry up!
You gotta yell for Paul.
Oh my Charlie, that might be an 8 real.
I have
all
no
of these
idea.
That
videos.
might be
I
an
love them.
8
Yeah,
real.
that's it.
Might be a soda can lid.
Oh no, that's a coin.
Could be a soda can.
Oh,
This is.
Paul, this could be an 8 real. Oh my goodness, Paul, it's enormous.
Oh my god.
Clay in the chat.
Tell you
Clay,
what,
I'll save you a
Jason.
button.
Laying flat in there.
I see something. I don't think it's junk.
On his way here.
I'll wait for
I don't
Doug.
think it's junk.
It doesn't look like a real, but man, I see lettering around the outside.
So Charlie, that was pretty deep, huh?
All right, here comes Doug.
I had him
Hold on,
going.
I'll let Doug see it, and then we're gonna pull it out. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's a real.
That's not a real. It could be a
Holy crap.
$half.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
What is it? Tell us.
It's going to be old. It's going to be old. We're waiting
Oh
for Doug.
my God.
Doug, look at that. Doug, Charlie said a profanity, and I was like, oh, what the heck's going on?
Oh my God.
All right, Charlie, pull that out. You want Paul to get it? Oh, you pull it out.
I've never found a coin.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's
it's
silver.
not.
Oh, it's not? Oh, too light?
Yeah. It's a good luck token. I can see the horseshoe.
Oh, Charlie!
Hold on, let's do this.
It's pull it out.
I've never found a coin.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's
it's
the
not.
least
Oh, it's not?
that I get
Oh, too
on a
light?
daily basis.
It's a good luck token. I can see the horseshoe.
Oh, Charlie!
Right there. That's the face of a defeated
Zinga.
Man,
You know, when that happened, everybody was so excited for me. Everybody was excited. They saw it was a good luck token. Like get out of here. No way.
That's
So
right.
it's just-
It's the excitement.
They thought it was Ariel. About a half an hour before that good luck token, which looked like an Ariel, I did find a Riel about a half an hour before that, I think it was. So
That's solid.
we were
I
at
love that you chose that video.
a hot spot. We were at a hot spot. We were finding KGs. We found a King William, and we were finding I think Doug Johnson with us. He found a Riel, and all of a sudden I found that large. It looked like an 8 Riel. Here was a good
Oh.
luck.
Yeah.
Still a cool
That's
Bring
thing.
you
so
any
fun.
luck later on that day?
You had to have gotten some.
We did very well that day. We did very well, and that good luck token it followed me for a few weeks thereafter because they would it had a name on it and they would call me that name. The person.
That's funny.
I think it was Joni or something like that. I don't know, but I went down in defeat. I really did. But I wanted to show that to you because oftentimes we get very excited about a find and we pull it out and it's not what we think it is, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
One
But we
in
still
there.
Down that road a few times.
fun. It's all about having fun, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
The big reveal
That's
is the best.
I like the way you guys put it, when you came over, you, Jason, and then the guys were like, it's always better with your buds. Like you go out and you got 5 or 6 people like around to find, and like it could be a wheat penny in the end, but it's just all about getting out there with your friends. And I respect that a lot. It's helped me, focus my hobby and not get upset when I have bad days.
Well, Julian, when you found that silver spill up there, when we were up, was it 5 or 6 guys were around you, and we all like.
Oh yeah,
we were all there pretty much.
And
that was the best. That moment was amazing having you all there.
Yeah. And you would still be
That was
if you were
incredible.
by yourself, but it wouldn't be the same.
No, it's never the same.
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
yourself.
it's not the same. Like
You
I was
high-five
so
in the air,
so
you
ecstatic
high-five
to
yourself.
find that jersey.
Yeah.
But hey, I got a trivia question. I got one.
Okay.
All right.
I got one. Ready? Okay, so chat, get ready. We're gonna give away a bag of miscellaneous vintage and antique buttons. There is in here an Australian Commonwealth pin for the military, which is cool.
That's cool.
It's pretty old. Some insignia bars, just a nice little variety of military. I'm sure that people in the chat collect that because I do. So, but here's the question. Right? We got in here a leather-backed fire department button, right? This is going to be a hard question. I want you to tell me when the first volunteer fire department in the United States was established and who was credited for its establishment.
Oh, I know who's credited. I don't know the year.
So
Do
guys,
you really know that?
here and
Yeah.
who is credited with the establishment of the first fire department in the United States. And you win this bag. And the barber quarter that I'm giving away from last week, I haven't sent out yet. So
Cool. It's funny that fire departments came up like that because Mike found a volunteer firefighter like pin or badge for a convention, and everything basically we found at this house dates back to their family somehow. So they're trying to figure out who was a volunteer firefighter in their family.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out who got that at that point. It was in Southern New York was the convention, and they were
1914, I think.
Yeah.
So
that centavo that I found, that large cent, that Mexican large cent, that they could explain why it was there. Their great grandfather or something along those lines in the lineage was in the army and was down at the Mexico United States border during wartime, and he was helping.
Michael Palmer got it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So
Mike
we were able
Palmer.
to.
boom. All right.
Michael.
Congrats
Palmer,
to Mike. Benjamin Franklin in 1736.
Yep. Amongst other things like the bifocal and stuff like that, B. Franklin did establish the first fire department.
Well, did he also invent a kite?
I was like, wait a minute.
Just kidding.
Silence in the room.
Here are the buttons, by the way.
That's something my grandson would say. He invented a kite.
Imagine finding the key that was on the kite.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I found that key this
It's a little
weekend.
toasted. You found the key?
I found the key this weekend in Grayson.
tight.
Wow.
So
Bucket Brigade.
the Mexican centavo that we found, the homeowner shared a picture with me, and it's not worth sharing on the phone screen, but we'll put it up in the video. But she has a picture of her grandfather's World War I artillery, New Jersey artillery pin, and it's Mexican border 1916. So it fit in perfectly with the whole timeline.
And that's like
So
10 years after,
Yeah.
well, maybe 15 years after that coin was minted.
Yeah.
So
When
Yeah,
you
not
can
too
like
far.
piece things together.
it
with
makes
new
100%.
finds.
That was in their grandfather's pocket at one point.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's really cool. There's no other way that it had gotten there. You
No.
know, that's a logical. I love it when you can.
Yeah.
put the
You
line.
remember I got find of the week for Mind Lab with that pocket watch fob, DJ
Yeah.
Rieger.
Oh,
The
yeah,
road
yeah.
was named after the family that lived in the house. The house is still there, and I found from like the same year actually, Mike, like 1914, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
And that stuff's cool too. You know, the turn of the century, those first few years going into World War I and stuff. It's such an interesting time because it's, you know, you think about it, different centuries, right? 1800s, 1900s. And at the end of the day, you know, they rolled right and things weren't that different. And I always almost like kind of separate the two in my mind of epochs, if you will, eras. And it's like, it really wasn't that different. 1914 to 1880, you know, it really, I mean, yeah, there was some changes, but it's still, it's all right in there.
I love the word you used there too, epoch. SAT word of the day.
Hey Charlie, did you know that Michael Palmer is your part-time neighbor down in at the beach?
No, not.
He just won the giveaway, and he's your part-time neighbor down there at the beach. That's what he said.
Michael Palmer. I'll have to,
You got to do your Googles.
Right?
I hope. I'll tell you what. If he's down there, I hope he's watching the house. I haven't been down there for a month.
Well, don't tell him that. He's gonna go find your safe.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
Metal Detecting North Carolina, you're welcome to come up here anytime.
Yeah.
As long as this pandemic's over, we got
Get us
Absolutely.
some-
Come
we need
on
some Civil
through.
War stuff. We need to go
Yeah.
down that way.
Yeah, that'd be cool to hunt down that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What states have you guys dug in?
Jersey.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania,
Jersey, PA.
Pennsylvania,
Well,
New
did-
York.
Missouri. I've done
Did
Missouri.
you guys go to
Yeah.
pound the ground? Weren't you at pound the ground last year?
No, we're
Oh,
going up.
oh.
We're
Oh,
assuming
Michigan.
everything's a go. We're going up to Digstock, so we'll check off New York there. But I know Trey and Julian have hunted New York before, I believe, right?
Warwick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Warwick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Warwick. I was there.
Yeah,
That was my
Yeah.
first outing with you.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that was great. That was a great day, Joe.
That's a
great
super
day.
historical area too.
That's back when we could actually door knock.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't even have to, man. They were out in the front yard just waving us in.
Well,
Yeah, they were like,
the cool
"Hey."
thing about that area too is that Kingston, New York, was the original state capital before they moved it up to Albany. So, I mean, that whole Orange County and up into that area over by the Catskills and stuff is wildly soaked in history. And I mean, I drive up that way a lot for work, and I'm just drooling at some of these potential permissions. I'm like, oh, if I wasn't an hour into my 3-hour drive, I'd stop and say something. But yeah, there's some really cool history up there.
You know, I never realized that New York was very much involved with the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove on the New York Turnpike, New Jersey Turnpike, and
Yeah.
they had a lot of historical signs saying "Turn here for this battle, turn here for
Yeah.
that." And then I watched Netflix, you know, with this Corona thing going on.
Yeah.
Pretty busy. Washington Spies on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that show. I haven't watched it.
George Washington, you know, Spies. It's fantastic. A lot of it has to
Hey,
do with
George.
New York, out there on Long Island. A lot of British
Oh,
troops.
Long Island is wildly, yeah, there's a lot of good history there.
Long Island is stacked. We have a member of our team, Chris, who digs out there like
Yeah.
daily. And I swear to you, he's just pulling stuff out. And he digs public all the time, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Like
kills
he
it.
does have permissions, but like he's out there in public parks every day, and he's got more quarters probably than like I have all silver dimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's out there a lot.
which is crazy.
Looks
to
like
think of.
metal detecting North Carolina. You have a serious resume of detecting locations. Holy smokes!
Holy
Tell me
crap.
about it.
I am
Missouri,
peanut butter and
Massachusetts,
jealous.
Vermont, North Carolina, South
Jeez.
Carolina, Georgia, Florida, California,
That's wild.
Hawaii.
Germany, Czech Republic,
Kosovo.
Bosnia, Kosovo, and Afghanistan.
He must be military.
Yeah, he's got
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be a
absolutely.
very. Yeah, thank you for your service, by the way. if you
Speaking
are.
of West
If it-
Point, Trey and I, we were up there for work. Oh God, probably about a year ago at this point.
I would
But
say so. Yeah.
I mean, that whole area is just phenomenal for history as well.
We did a tour in West Point. and
Yeah,
we
that was
did
legit. That was
like
awesome.
we put together care packages and stuff for people who were deployed. But as we were doing the tour, I actually asked them if they would allow anyone to metal detect there. And he was like, you know what? I'd have to ask. The guy who was giving us the tour obviously didn't know, but you'd have to ask.
You'll never know if you don't shoot your shot.
You always gotta
Right,
shoot your
right.
shot.
You gotta ask. You gotta ask.
You got to shoot your shot, dude.
I think one of the coolest stories out of West Point is the chain link, the chain that they pulled across the river there.
That
It was set up
giant
just to be
chain.
basically a tripwire against all the ships and stuff, and they have some of the pieces of the chain itself, and it's not your average chain. Let's just put it that way.
The
I mean,
funny
those
thing
things
about
are
that, right, is that when they spread it across, the middle was so weak.
yeah,
Like,
they
it
didn't
couldn't
account for
handle
the
the
right
own
tension
weight.
and stuff like that, and it
Like
snapped.
if a boat would have hit it, it would have it broke on itself. I think eventually.
Yeah, it
and
did.
stuck to the
Yeah, I
bottom,
believe it
but
did. Yeah.
it did deter the ships coming down the river because they
Yeah.
thought it would destroy.
Knowing that that's sitting there, that's wild.
Listen to that
So
story.
cool.
Looking for landmines in Bosnia, I found a silver Roman. Who can say that? Who can say that besides metal detecting North
That's
Carolina?
wild. That is wild.
He probably
That's
got
impressive.
distracted and his buddy. There's landmines all over, but he's still looking for
His friends are like, look down, look down.
So speaking of landmines a little bit, I learned a interesting fact today that the country of Laos is the most bombed country per capita. Just random fact. Sorry,
Thanks for
random
sharing
fact,
that,
but
buddy.
Real fact one.
yeah,
That should have been a trivia question.
I know.
What's the most bombed
Well,
country?
But they turn the aluminum. They turn the aluminum from the bomb shrapnel that's all over the country into all these pieces of jewelry, and they sell it to tourists and stuff. And it's all pretty cool stuff. So it's in a morbid way giving back to the people of Laos. So I don't know much about it other than that. So I could be wildly off, but I did learn that otherwise.
So I will say, metal detecting NC has not dug the UK, which I have. So that's one thing I got on
check that
top of
box
that.
off.
Yeah. So, and I would love to go back.
Yeah, I'd like to get there.
Yeah, I gotta make that trip ASAP.
Treasure Ed's in the chat. Hey, Treasure Ed, what's up? And Dirty Girl Detecting too. How's it going?
That's Mandy, isn't it?
Boom.
She comes out and bottle digs a little bit.
Dirty Girl Detecting, I am a bit of a random knowledge freak, so I not to toot my own horn, but definitely a trivia good addition either way.
All right, Charlie, let's go to the next clip, buddy.
All right.
All right, let's
A
see what
shrapnel
we got
bracelet
here.
does sound cool, Mandy.
Right?
Is that
This
dirty? Is that Dirty Girl Mandy that's on?
That's Dirty Girl
Yep.
Mandy.
She's gonna be up. Hopefully, she can make it up this weekend with me.
There you go.
Scottish relics found a hoard of King Edward the First's.
Oh,
gotta
and
check
also
them out.
Dirty Girl Detecting, catching up on these comments. I tried to get, based on the galaxy far, far away, I tried to get the Millennium Falcon background for me, but it did not work, the cockpit. But
All right, Charlie, this is
There
you
it's-
with the Hoover boys.
And
Oh,
if
check
you
it
guys
out.
want to be on the live stream next week with your King Edward hoard, feel free to
quit?
message us.
that's a lot of landmines in Bosnia.
Oh yeah, Charlie. Good job. Thank you so much.
I worked hard to get that today so
I
far.
worked hard. to
Well,
get
they
You
don't
know your
always
face
jump
right
out.
there?
Here, bring it up to you.
Okay.
The Indians I've been finding in beautiful condition. So
Is this
oh
at
yeah,
the ruins, Charlie?
that's gonna be.
You guys were there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That looked familiar.
Mike, remember you dug a barber half of the Hoover Boys did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him.
The ruins did me very well.
Coming through.
Still super appreciative of that.
That was
Look at it around.
Isn't that what I just said?
Oh, did you say one? I heard you say KG. I didn't hear you say what kind.
Well, flip. Did you flip it? You did.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some. Oh yeah, it's King George the First. Nice. That's the same age as his house, 300 years old. That's what we're looking for. Bingo.
It's an old building.
No doubt about it. That is King George the.
I love those coins. I will never get tired of digging a King George
No,
half penny.
I just got my first 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
that's awesome. The journey that those coins have taken is just mind-boggling to me. Or any foreign coin at that point, dating back before modern travel. But
You know what's
still.
funny is that centavo continues my non-American large cent findings this year.
That's true.
I find a lot of colonial, and then I find a Mexican large cent, but I haven't found. I don't think I've found.
You don't have American. Yeah, you don't have American. That's interesting.
10, 11 colonial.
Yeah, you
coppers.
have like it's not a shabby amount of coppers that you have, and they're just not American.
Yeah.
Now you
Was
will.
that-
You said it, Trey.
Was that your first King George, Charlie? No, it couldn't have been.
No, it was not. I found one. I found one near perfect along a highway, about 12
Really?
inches deep. But I wanted you guys to show that clip because you guys were there,
Yeah.
right near there, and we I can't tell you how many times we went there, and
Yeah.
it was always giving. You guys found out how much giving it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that little spot over there is just like a mecca of detecting. I mean,
One
there's
picturesque.
Yeah.
It was 1 acre of land, basically 1 or 2 acres of land there. And we got coins and relics. I mean, the Hoover boys were there. You guys were there.
Yeah.
Jay was there. I was there. Paul was there. God knows how many times Paul was there. It was just, it was so giving, that property. And it's so old.
Right.
It was an old settlement right there.
Nothing's ever
It was
dug
so
out, that's for
cool.
sure.
Oh,
To see that
since
building.
Since you guys left, we went on the other side of the fence row, and there was a house there too. And we have to go back. We only hit it lightly already.
You guys found the 2-cent piece there, right? Is that where Paul found the 2-cent piece or no?
Paul
Yeah.
found the 2-cent piece there, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
got
that
everything
2-cent
you
piece
could
was in
really
great
ask
shape.
for. Open fields right there with a physical structure that you can hunt right around that's a little bit more wooded and dense. I mean, what else could you ask for, you know?
Well, it was amazing. We called up Kevin Dow, Potter County. We invited him down. He was looking, he had some free time. He came down and he found a trime right a foot away from the wall of that ruins. A foot away, he found a trime there.
That's so cool.
That's a guy I want to meet too. Kevin seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Gotta get him up here too.
he was so happy. It was his first trime.
I don't have one yet. I got to check that off.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
I got one. That's the one thing I got.
Yeah.
We in the club.
Yeah, that's a very exclusive club there.
Those are tough to find.
That coin is
day.
like
One
this big, man.
Hey, are the UK guys in there still?
Size of your pinky fingernail.
I went to the Spring Detectable, the first one. Were any of you guys there? That's when I went to the UK to metal detect. I went with my dad. I don't know if any of you guys were there or not, but maybe.
How many years ago was that, Trey? You were there.
Was it last April or 2 Aprils ago?
2 Aprils ago.
2 Aprils
2
ago now.
Aprils ago. Yeah. So, Michael asked, "What's What's everyone's favorite find of all time?"
That's
my most memorable was my first Roman coin. It had to have been.
Yeah, that's a clear cut winner.
In the States, I would say my most memorable would be probably my Real. No, my Tron. I don't know. There's a couple good ones in there. Cap Bus, Time, and Real. Those are
Memorable comes down to what like I feel the hardest, I think. And that's that spill.
Yeah,
that
I was gonna say,
spill-
Julian, I don't know
there's
if there's
no
anything better than that spill.
There's no other find that I have that can like top that, because like we said earlier, we were 7 or 8 people deep, and like
gang.
there's nothing like sharing your excitement with your group of friends, you know,
Oh, hey,
like
Doug.
Like the Jersey Copper is a very close second because I held that in like high esteem, and I found like an amazing condition one by myself. But it doesn't add up to finding it with y'all and Charlie, and all that. So
Well, you know what? That spill that you found, very exciting, but that has a long story to it.
oh yeah,
A long story with intermission in between.
Right?
yeah, that quick 15-minute
Like-
break I had to take.
Put the plug back. Like put the plug back.
All you could ask for in a find, right? The plug that keeps on giving.
Yeah, you found it once and then you found it twice.
That happens to other metal detectors too. That's not the first time. You
Right.
put the plug back and you find out you weren't done pulling coins out.
That's for sure.
Well,
That is for sure.
That's Mike Meehan's barber half. That
Yeah.
was in the plug.
Yeah, that barber
Yeah.
half was just
Was in a
right on the
plug
side of
almost.
another plug. Someone just skirted right by it. I got
that
that
was
crescent
probably-
moon cut plug there, and it was perfect.
That was probably me.
That was a
Well,
tough
me.
day for you, Charlie. That was a tough day, right? It was you worked hard for the KG one and all that, but oh man,
Yeah.
that was a fun day though. Either way,
It was. Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah.
This
That
lockdown needs
better
to end.
property, all by ourselves, nothing around in the middle of nowhere, and these ruins there from the 1730s, whatever. Real quiet, no one gawking at us, no
Nope.
cars, no highways, very secluded.
fully in the zone.
Man, you guys are getting me excited. I want to go digging.
I know, right? Even
What
just
is
getting
your-
out today
yours
and
the
having a
big
successful day, I
Real,
want to have
Eric?
another dig tomorrow.
Huh?
Yours is the Real, right?
4 reals, yeah.
Yeah, your 4 Reals. I was gonna say that's probably a pretty memorable one.
Jerry, what's yours?
Four
Jerry?
real is a hard
Yeah,
coin.
I've
to
never
find.
seen
Like,
anybody
you
else
do
find
not
No.
find 4 reals. Never,
Mm-mm.
never. I think 4 is probably the rarest denomination besides
Is there 8?
the ever elusive like 1/4 real, which is like we don't know if it exists or not. But
How about
What's
the
yours?
big
What's
Real?
yours, Charlie?
What's that? What's the question again?
Your most memorable find.
Well, this might seem an odd situation to say, but it's actually been recent. I was bottle digging with Mandy, Dirty Girl Mandy.
Yep.
She came up and we were bottle digging. I said, bring your detector along. So when we were done bottle digging, I said, let's just go up in the field where we were. And this just, dig a little bit, coins if we find any. And my first hole, I found this real. First of all, I couldn't believe it. And here comes Paul. Paul comes in just to visit us. He was all dressed up. Matter of fact, you might even have a clip of that.
I do. Yeah, I brought that up.
yeah, run the clip.
Let's run it. I have it right here, actually.
Mike, look at this. By the way, oh no,
It's-
What is it?
It's not a
So,
typical.
it's a thing.
Real.
I'm about to share my screen, so he's not going to see it. So sorry.
Dang it!
That was just such a
I
pretty.
can still see your screen, Julian.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I'm
look
out
really
here
hard at my
I'm with Mandy. We were doing bottles over there, and we had our detectors, so we just figured we'd go out detecting. And there's a schoolhouse right here, and Paul grabbed. Well, he didn't. I asked him to take
There
the.
she is.
I thought it was a button out of the hole. I called Mandy over because my friend here.
Pull it out of the hole.
My friend here says I found something. He says is really great. So I have no clue what it is. I'm like, come on, quit fooling around. Let me know what I got here.
5 times he thought I was fooling around.
Yeah, Paul. I mean, Pirate Paul. Jeez.
I'm serious sometimes.
So can you at least tell me what came out of that big hole there? I didn't pinpoint it very well, but
Sorry, but I forget what these things are called. Yeah,
like
it
a
was probably
sunburst.
necklace.
What's on the obverse side?
I think it's like
reverse?
a cap.
I remember this coin.
Oh,
You're in here, Paul.
And then they got the eagle. Like,
Oh yeah, I see it.
That's an awesome coin.
It's a
that.
Mexican real, right?
It's a Mexican real.
that is so cool. Oh my gosh.
That's my that's my favorite coin. I find King Carlos reals, same as you guys, right? You find common King Carlos, but that was a Mexican real, 1833.
That's a really interesting year.
And I did some research on that, and we're talking about the Battle of the Alamo during that period of time.
Yeah.
We're talking about when the down in Texas, when they tried to get their guns, they made a come take it, whatever that flag.
Oh,
was.
Yeah.
And that coin, how did it end up behind a schoolhouse in Pennsylvania here? I have
That's
no idea.
wild.
Good question.
The journey that took. Oh my goodness.
Down into 1833, and the history of that coin was during that period.
What's up, Bessie Holt?
What's
Oh,
that?
Bessie
Holes in the
Holt.
chat. My phone died, guys.
Chat's blowing up. I'm just bouncing between. Sorry. It's my ADHD.
That's cool though, Charlie. That's awesome, man.
That's my, that's my favorite coin.
That's such a cool coin.
The back of that coin is ridiculous.
You know that the back of that coin has the exact same design as that centavo that I found
Yeah.
today.
That's how Trey ID'd it like right away. He's like, oh, I think that's a Mexican coin. It's got the hawk
Yeah.
with the snake in its mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Well, it's like I said, as soon as I found, I wanted to find out the history of 1833, Mexico.
Yeah.
And that was during the conflict between the Texans and the Mexicans at that time.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Maybe that came back from a soldier or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like the centavo. It's that same. They had a grandfather that was in the war and was, along the Mexico United States border serving, and came back and lived in that house after he was done. And he brought that coin right back up with him.
Sure.
Which
Yeah.
is probably exactly the same thing that happened. So it's just good that you can, tie it back. The mysteries that metal detecting leaves sometimes, you always wonder how it got there and who was carrying it. So
and I'll tell you, know what was best about this? Paul stops in to visit Manny and I. Paul knew that we were bottle detecting or bottle digging. So he stops in, and that's when this whole thing happened. It was like meant to be. When he comes
Right.
across the field.
that way you could just rub it in on Paul.
Hey, Paul cleans up pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I don't know if I've ever seen him in a collared shirt before.
I was gonna say the sharpest dressed metal detector I've ever seen.
Yeah. And of course, Manny's always beautiful, no matter what. She's very nice. She's very nice.
She must be pretty close to you, yeah, Charlie?
She's probably about maybe 35 minutes away, my guess. Not too bad.
That's clutch.
Yeah.
That's clutch.
That's cool.
So I actually got in contact with her, and she's coming up this weekend, hopefully, to do some metal detecting. So,
All right.
That's exciting.
I want to give a sticker away.
Yeah, let's do something.
First person to tell me how long the Nile River is wins a sticker.
15
Love it.
feet.
Love it.
15 feet, right?
And next we'll do the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers.
the Fertile
yeah,
Crescent.
good job. I could throw a little joke in there.
What's that?
My grandfather had to go to court, and the judge wanted to know how long the stream was in the meadow. And my grandfather said, "It's been there as long as I can remember."
That's awesome.
It's been there as long as I can remember. I thought that was fun.
Not inaccurate, right?
You're
What's
not
that?
wrong.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Metal Detecting NC said it's amazing how much history you can learn from metal detecting find. I found a sugar bag tag from Puerto Rico Sugar Company. Interesting history behind that one. Remember the
What?
I can't hear Julian. He was talking and you unplugged.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking Jackie to bring something upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Mute. Skirt.
Remember that General Mills thing that I found when I was the first time we detected together, Eric? I don't know if you remember that. It was a company before General Mills. I found like a button that related to them back in the 1800s before they came General Mills. And it's just cool to go back and figure out the story behind what you find.
Yes, stuff that's like not your
Um,
textbook history stuff. It's just stuff that you would never know unless you looked for it. But there's some really cool stories out there.
Yeah.
I remember exactly where you found that actually, Trey. You found that at the permission that you guys got down in your area, Eric.
Yeah.
That little like small brick building, where we were in the backyard.
Mandy said it's 4,132 miles, by the way.
Is that correct?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Well, hey, Mandy's a scientist, so she probably knows
No, she's absolutely spot on with that. I just did a quick
Yeah,
Google and it's
Google
clear cut.
confirmed. I will have to get her a sticker now. Congratulations, Mandy. You are the winner.
You're officially copyright
Oh.
swagged up.
Yep. Mandy asked how much we've gotten for Clad for Kids. Currently, I will pull it up. I'll pull up our GoFundMe just so everyone can see it. We are close.
And also, Mandy, if you want to donate the remainder of the bonus for at America's Grow Row, that grants you the opportunity to choose the haircut that I received.
Ooh,
I'll do it
what a
live.
good deal.
I'll do it live next week.
There we go. If we
Alright,
get there, I think that's a fair deal.
Let me
Yeah, if we
pull
get
this
there
up.
next week, I will have my haircut live and the chat can decide. As long
So
as I can get a flat 2 buzz at the end of the day, we're good. You can cut anything into my hair.
We are at 1417. Now we did get a couple donations. Charlie, was that you or Doug who ended up writing the check?
That was Doug.
Yeah, that was Doug. So Doug donated straight to Grow a Row, and then
Yeah.
Greg also did the same thing. But we're at 1417. We just set our goal for $1,500. I submitted for a match through my company, so hopefully that means we're up to $3,000.
Fingers crossed.
Which means a lot because right now they have a lot of corporate events that are being canceled because of COVID. So they're losing a lot of money based on, because they can't have any traffic or any volunteers come out at this time. So I feel really bad for them. My heart goes out for them. We found a lot of cool history there. Probably 25, 30 copper coins.
Easily.
And buttons,
Easily.
and everything you can possibly think of. So we're so close to 1,500. And like I said, I nominated them for our company to match the donation. So we could be up to $3,000 after it's all said and done, which is great.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
cool.
They can do with the money whatever they will, but we've got that idea in hand, maybe.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
sucks because that was supposed to be in the works right now. They were supposed to bring children from the inner city out to teach them about, farming and healthy eating, but then also have us teach them about metal detecting and the history of the farm. So, that got pushed back a little bit, which kind of stinks. And
Yeah, we were excited about that.
Andy O'Neill was going to actually help us out with the cost of metal detectors, like some cheap Garrett Aces that we could have for the farm just so as the kids come out. But it's all gotten put on hold because of COVID. So we'll see. So
Yeah, Doug, you did find your first jersey copper there.
Yeah, that's true. Chip
That's
is a
Super
cool
Bowl
dude.
Sunday with the snow coming down.
Chip's is the president. He's a cool guy. Lets us come out whenever. Right now it's on hold because of this whole thing, but it totally supports what we're doing. So gotta love it. All right, We're almost done. Let's pull up one more clip before we get off of here. Oh no, we played all of them.
Pull up one more clip. Do it. Pull up one more. Who cares?
Which one should I pull up, Charlie? What's your go-to?
How about the one with the excitement of Kurt Hoover Boys finding the GW?
That's a dead giveaway.
That's next to my house.
Oh yeah.
I haven't detected my house yet, and it's next to my house here.
You haven't done it yet?
No.
Oh man, that'd be eating me alive. I pounded my backyard like 15 times at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a little story with that. We were going to our neighbor's house, my neighbor's house, which is a Boone house, and she wasn't ready for us to detect. So all these guys are standing around, and I was in charge of it. It was my permission. I said to him, well, listen, she's not ready for us. Why don't you go across the street, like where I live? That was beginning of a whole new story.
Oh my goodness.
I was so happy for him, though. It's been in the ground all that time. I'm glad that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So run the clip, and you'll see the excitement with everybody.
I remember this.
Yeah, I watched that video when it came out. Oh my goodness, so jealous. And I didn't even know it was your permission, Charlie, at that point. And it's like,
Yep, my house
so
is
cool.
There.
That's why you often go for the high tones and stuff like that, but those button tones could be holding that next GW to come out of the ground.
All right, here we go.
And it's a beautiful coin. It's a beautiful button.
Oh, it is. Oh, absolutely.
Our last clip of the day.
Whatever.
Friends.
Watch
Didn't
this.
even know we're doing this. Probably.
Paul.
Oh.
You're gonna kill me.
You're gonna kill me.
You could tell he was choked up.
Oh yeah, dude. This meant a lot to Kurt.
I'm sure. It means a lot to anyone to find that button and know what it is. Oh my goodness.
And
Was it the kind he wanted to, with all of the circles around it?
Here's the old house. I got the shakes. Bob, come here. Look at this.
With the
Oh, look at the size of that thing.
What is it?
Jake here too.
Hold it down so I can see it. Stop
it's like 7 feet
shaking.
in the air.
Oh, Bobby Buttons is there too. He's like, oh man.
It's a 13 colony GW button.
Here we go. Look at him still shaking.
Dude, we haven't found anything.
Charlie.
Charlie's like, in my yard?
Hey, look at him shaking.
Out. Get out.
That's my button, bro. I already hit it with water, unfortunately, because it was. I don't know what to do.
That's a 13 colony button.
Dude, it's a really nice condition.
brush the water off.
Look at that.
Do you need somebody to hold your arm steady?
I don't know.
Brush the water off and then let it dry.
So crazy.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
No.
That's the one,
Look at him. Dude, that's my button, man. Come on.
That's goodness.
Perfect, too.
Let me take my time with this and clean it up.
Wow, excellent job.
Nice.
I have never hunted at my property. Wow.
The rest of the day off. Yeah, you can go to the truck now.
Yeah, take the rest of the day off, Kurt. Sit down, sit down.
Oh, I'm just going to let it dry out from here.
That's my favorite design, I think.
That's definitely my favorite GW button.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll take
Better than
any
the
GW
chicken.
button at the end of the day, but that is arguably the coolest.
If you watch the rest of that video, he really cleaned that up. He was very patient in cleaning that up.
Here, let's.
Yeah, there it is.
He's there, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the condition of that.
Look at that. MRIC engine. Oh my God. That is nice.
And over the years, Kurt has found some amazing buttons, like that USA button that he found.
Oh yeah,
in the water.
You know it gets serious when he cuts to the car.
Yeah, when he has to do a little after explanation. Yeah, that's for sure.
Some good benefits came with that GW button. Some good benefits. I get free hugs from him every time I see him. Free hugs.
That's a good deal.
That's a solid deal. I would
He
take
owes you some Waffle House, Charlie.
Yeah, there you go. But Kurt's a great guy, and the neat thing about that day was Jason was here, Quarter Hoarder was here, detecting with Kurt and his crew, and of course Paul and I was here. We had a great day. We found some great coins, and actually Kurt and Jason were together this past weekend doing arrowhead hunting.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool arrows.
I want an invite.
I couldn't make it. I was planting corn.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, that's more important.
Got to make it happen, right? Knee high by the 4th of July.
There you go. Yep, you're right. So anyway, that should make a nice video. Paul was there with them, and from what I understand, they did very well.
That's awesome.
That sounds like fun, man.
On a family farm that we a cousin of ours that has a great place to go.
That's legit. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, that was an hour.
Yeah. That
Boom.
was an hour.
It
Flies
Boy,
by.
Went by quick.
Those go by really fast. So, especially when you got a dude to chat with like Charlie Harley.
Right.
Charlie, how long if you just straight talked about your past and your family lineage, you could probably chat for hours on end, couldn't you?
You know, when I was a kid, I didn't know much about it. I would hear family members talk about it. And when a lot of things were handed down to me because they're all gone now.
Yeah.
So I started paging through stuff and like, it's just phenomenal. The information that was passed down. We settled in Pennsylvania in 1719, and we actually started the Church of the Brethren, or the Dunker Church in America. So the Dunkers kept good records, and a lot of stuff was handed down to me and stuff. A lot of things we donated to 3 different colleges, 3 different Church of the Brethren colleges: Elizabethtown, Juniata College, and college out in Indiana. We gave them a lot of our family Bibles and things like that. Historical papers.
That's so cool. One of my good friends, his brothers played lacrosse at Elizabethtown.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the Church of Brethren affiliated.
That's cool.
College. And I gotta say one thing, Mandy, she knew a lot about the German Baptist Brethren. She grew up in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of brethren out there, and they're the old order brethren. Yet people think they're Amish, but they're German Baptists, and that was my family history right there with the movement of that in America.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Crazy.
Well, cool. All right. Well, I had fun, guys.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you guys for hopping on. That was.
Hey, we got to have like a tri-state dig, like everybody
New
together.
York, New
I think that'd be
Jersey.
so cool.
A 13 colonies dig would really.
13 colonies dig would be
We got
so lit. dude.
NC Digger. We got him. We get some people. I mean, I think we can make it happen.
Yeah.
We can make it happen. I don't know if you see my shirt here. It says join or die. So we can make it.
I'll join.
That's
I'll join.
the,
I'll join.
I'm in.
For sure.
I'm in.
Sign me up.
Okay.
Don't twist my arm.
All right.
I'll give you my John Hancock.
Good talking to you. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. All right.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers. Go drink one. Go. Hey, Charlie. Go eat the rest of your ice cream sundae. All right.
Okay. Yeah, it's still frozen yet. Thanks to my wife.
Yeah.
There we go.
Guys, thanks.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Charlie.